she needs some attention. That's what it is.
Hi.
What you looking for, bro? $2107. It's probably the one back there. I'm not sure. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe one of those over there. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. You all right? Yeah, I guess I could. What's good, Cosmo? How you doing? What's good? I don't know, but I think what I go over with Joe, I'm gonna just do it for myself too, for my court case, just to get it out the way. I guess everybody at work right now. It's probably best if I come back at like at 9. Everybody must be at work tonight or today, right now. Sorry. Coolin', bro. How's things going for you, man? I'm just trying to do my thing. What's up, Angela? My court case still cold. I just checked it the other day. Last thing I see on the court case is the affidavit I filed. It's just crazy. I don't want to get hemmed up and just have to deal with new charges, and they're gonna try to stick those old charges on me too. I got to get this closed out. Got to get it closed out. I'm trying to figure that out today. And all y'all's problems too, man. If anybody got one, Angela, you still got a open case? Hello. What? What? What's going on?
Can you see me on here?
Um, cannot see you. No.
Can you see me and hear me?
I can see. Well, yeah. You're here, but I don't see. Like I was at.
I don't know what's going on. I can. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me try to come back.
Send a request, Cosmo. Let's talk about it. Man, I was on live till like something like 2:30 last night, and I don't know if you guys seen the lives where people are just sitting there sleeping. I literally fell asleep on the live because I had my headphones on and I was lying down. Like 15 minutes later, I was out. Freedom isn't free. What's happening? I go to court on the 20th. Let's talk about it. Cosmo, where you at? I don't even see you in the list. You must have left. Here come back Angela. Me and Joe fell asleep too. Oh, I woke up to a uh it said what? I'm trying to get Sunshine in because you got a case coming up too. Your live ended due to an inactivity.
Yeah, I
Oh
don't know
man.
what's wrong.
I mean, I can hear you though. It's all good.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I still have the court situation going on. I sent them an affidavit of truth and reserving my rights paperwork, but the warrant is still there. So apparently they didn't do shit with my paperwork.
You have a case coming up?
No, I have a warrant.
Ooh.
I would probably have to go down there and get a whole new court date.
I just seen something the other day about that. Let's see if I can pull it up. Subtle substance on YouTube. He had a video on that because a lot of people
Oh,
say,
really?
yeah, a lot of people say motion to squash, but he was saying a motion to, I think it was like a recant or something. I gotta look this up. But I'm like, just do both. I don't know. I mean, they got so many laws and rules and procedures. Just try all of them. Hell.
Exactly.
But the live last night was just amazing, though. I don't know if he was on it.
No, I missed last night.
Yeah, Honeypot came on and I just gave her the floor and I just let it keep going until I fell asleep. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's awesome. Yeah, Joe fell asleep too because Joe was the one that said he was on your live. I was like, oh dang, I missed his live. He was like,
Right.
yeah, well, I fell asleep.
Yeah, me too. But it was like three
So
o'clock in the
both of you
morning.
guys were asleep on the live.
Yep. So we probably started at like 11 or so by the time she got on, and then it was just like 4 hours later. I woke up with my headphones on my head and like. But that's good, man. That's like, I was still getting it subconsciously, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
While I'm in the
Heck
matrix.
yeah.
Subtle substance. Hmm.
What is it? Sudden what?
Subtle substance. So SUBTE.
Oh, subtle substance.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'll look them up.
This the right channel? No. Yeah, this might be the right channel. No, I think I saved it. I saved it. So that warrant, like, what was your charges for? You have to refresh my memory.
I went in there and I wouldn't claim the name. I went in there and said I'm the representative for the estate, and the judge was being an asshole. And he said, "Well, if you're not Angela, then I'm putting um a warrant, a bench warrant on you for failure to appear." And I was so freaking nervous, I almost passed out walking out of there. So I didn't even I didn't even do anything about it. I just walked out.
That's crazy because I've got actual footage of me doing the same exact thing. Like I'm in the
Did they
courtroom.
put a warrant on you?
Yep. She put a bench warrant out on me. This is my first hearing. She put a bench warrant out on me, and I was in the courtroom. I turned around, picked up my stuff, and just walked out. And I walked past a gang of cops, right, and right out the door,
Hmm.
and waited for my Uber and left. But the thing
That's
is,
basically what I did too.
it's gonna take them like a couple hours to get that warrant in. I think it took like them a day to get mine in before it actually took effect. You know what I mean? They got to go fill out the
Yeah.
paperwork.
I just heard somebody on a live the other day just said the other day that you can claim the warrant through the IRS. They didn't say what paperwork to use or whatever, but we know that the warrant is a check. So I don't know. I would have to research more about that, but somebody was on live and said that.
The warrant is a check,
Mhm. Yeah, that's what a warrant is. It's a check, and basically when they snatch your ass up, it's the jail is getting that money.
right?
Yeah, that's the way I've
Kind of like
always
a
heard it.
bounty, right? That's what I always
Yep,
thought warrants were. They're like bounties. Let's go get this guy.
exactly. Yeah, because it's money.
Law. I hope I saved this video, man. Can't find it now.
I have to look on YouTube for them. Wait a minute. Let me shut my car off for a second and see if my Bluetooth comes back on, because I can barely hear you guys. It's so weird. Usually my Bluetooth just kicks in and it stays on, but as soon as I went to go live,
Mm-hmm.
it kicked it off. It kicked off my Bluetooth.
Yeah, I think it's something about going live because I got like a little microphone that only works if I'm live. So like I don't know something about that.
Okay, now you're on my car, but now I can't even hardly hear you.
All right.
I don't know what's going on. Okay, now I can hear you. I don't know what's going on. Freedom isn't free, said quash it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I've heard to quash it. I've heard to quash it, and I've seen videos on it. And I actually spent like maybe like 20 minutes looking up a motion to quash. Like if I did have another warrant, I'd probably go to the law library and find one. The law
Did you
library.
ever find anything?
Well, the thing was, I found some forms to do, right, and I was just gonna take their form and then just draft my own motion, right. But then it was for another county and all
Mhm.
that stuff, and it didn't seem like it was relevant to my case, the actual motions. I never used anything like it. I was looking for something boilerplate, you know. So I never did it. But what I did do was I filed
Yeah.
a bill of particulars. Have you filed a bill of particulars?
No, actually, I did read over yours, but no.
Yeah, so that's what got my warrant taken care of. So I filed a bill of particulars to know the nature and cause and all of that. And I'm gonna draft that up because I want to see if I can get it down to one page because they're more likely to read it if it's one page, 1 2 pages, you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, all I did was ask her, okay, so is the crime in the nature of a injured party or is it in the nature of a breach of contract? And once I asked that, she was like, okay, you go sit over there and wait for the judge. And I was just like, okay, because I had a warrant. I didn't know if they was going to try to take me to jail, right?
Yeah.
It was subtle substance. It was definitely. Have you ever tried accepting a bill that you got in the mail?
No, I haven't received anything in the mail yet from them.
So I had a caller that, not caller, but a guy reached out to me and he was like he had an IRS letter. His IRS letter was a notice to levy.
His IRS letter was what?
It was a notice to levy. So he owed some money, whatever. He owed some money,
Mhm.
and they was giving him, you have to pay this immediately. So we actually just we pulled up Joe Lustica's Rumble and just followed. And I have like a bunch of books I have access to that have the accepted for value. Like I just read this one book
Mhm.
called Dissolve Your Debt, and the whole book goes through exactly how to do it. You know, who to send it to and how to fill it out.
Really?
Yeah, I put a post up about it, and so we just followed those steps, backed it up by looking, you know, cross checking with Joe Lustica's site, because apparently, like at the end of the day, there is no money, and we have the options of
Exactly.
taking these methods. Right? There's nothing fraudulent you're doing. Like to me, nothing fraudulent you're
Exactly.
doing. It's nothing illegal that you're doing. You look on the IRS website, it says they accept money orders, they accept checks, and they send you a check in the mail.
Exactly.
You turn that check into a money order, send it to them. But this book goes into like there's a two-part endorsement where you do the accepted for value on the actual bill statement, and then you actually fill out the check and endorse it on the back. Full endorsement, then send it back. I
Oh
actually got
wow.
mine all filled out. I'm about to go to the post office that's right around the corner, send mine certified mail, and then let's see what they say.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You know what else? Joe was on live this morning. In
Mm-hmm. I
his
was on it.
Telegram, he actually has the UCC of the Federal Reserve basically showing where they're claiming us. You know that
Yep,
we are the chattel.
yep,
I was
yep.
like, I was thinking about that too. Anybody that declines anything, sending them a copy of that and saying, "Well, explain this then." If I don't have if I'm not backed by credit, what the hell am I backed by then?
We are the credit. That's why we have the credit. It's our unlimited ability to generate money.
Exactly.
And you can't tell me how much money that I can generate, especially if you hold me down
Absolutely.
my whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know you're going to generate that money if you're going to work every day and signing papers and getting car loans and getting rental applications and they're gonna get their money.
Exactly.
But
That's
now,
the problem, though. They're getting the money and they're declining us. Well, they're claiming to decline us, but they're keeping everything for themselves.
yeah, and we all know that they're double dipping. So the thing is,
Yeah,
it's our turn to get our money.
absolutely.
Let's get our money now. And it's like it only goes to the people who go looking for it. Because if you ain't looking for it, you ain't gonna find this.
Exactly.
I mean, how many people you know around your immediate circle even knows the concept of accepted for value? You know?
Last time I was on your live, I told you this is a very lonely lifestyle
It
because
is.
everything that I'm into, you guys are my family away from my family because I don't have anybody out here that tries to educate themselves on this. And when I talk to them, of course they think I'm crazy.
Exactly. You're the crazy one. Every time.
Yeah.
Trying to get Sunshine to get on because she's got a court case coming up, and I told her she could probably just get it on Discovery because it's something like a no driver's license. No, it wasn't a driver's license. I think it was her registration, something like that. And then she's
Oh, for her court,
huh?
for the court case. That was
Yeah.
her
So
court case.
yeah, so she got on the live last night and was telling us about it, and I'm like, you could just beat that in Discovery. You know, ask him for the warrant, ask him for because B, like my man B, he just beat his right to travel case, right? He had
I
no
know that was awesome.
right. He had no warrant. I mean, not warrant. He had no license. He had no insurance. He had nothing. So I mean, it's the basic same thing. So I'm just giving her, send her the same thing that B did because B sent it to me, and I'm gonna send it to her and tell her to just keep sending it because that's what B had to do. He had to send it like 7 times before they said, "All right, God damn it."
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
because P's case went on for years, wasn't it? Years.
yeah, yeah, and he's still like, cause now he's fighting it still, but now he's on the offensive side. He's not defending anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you know what I'm talking about. What up, Danny?
Hey.
You got the folks trying to hear you
Can
up,
you hear
brother?
me okay? I'm out in the woods. I got like one bar all the time out here.
I'm hearing you good right now.
So we can hear you.
What'd you say, Mr. Difficult?
I heard you. We can hear
Okay,
you right
cool. You
now.
can hear me.
There's a delay though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of delayed. I might have to jump off of here, but I just wanted to pop in and say hello, man. I really appreciate the live last night.
Nice. Did you have a
Keep
court
doing your
case
thing,
coming up?
man.
Did you have a court case coming up, Danny?
Did I have a court case? I have a friend that's in I had a friend that's in jail right now. I've been working on her court case, but when I went in to the courtroom, they were like, "Where's your bar card at?" Like that was the first thing the district attorney was talking about. Was like, we can't talk to you because you're not a member of the bar association.
So you're
And I'm
telling me
like,
that
well,
you're
fine,
a
fuck you
private
then. I don't want to talk to you either, bitch. Like,
right? This is not a
And you
judicial
can be an
case.
attorney of fact.
it's hard to get documents out of
It's probably me that has the
What's
lag.
that?
No, I don't think it's you. I think it's us.
Okay, cool. Because you responded kind of immediately there. But
I'm
yeah,
super
Yeah.
laggy.
to me, when they say that, not like you have the right to counsel, right? When they say that you don't have a bar card, I'm just like, okay, so I need a bar card to defend my peer. You know what I mean? Is this some sort of a private organization? Why do I need this to exercise what we all should have the right to do? You know,
Absolutely.
it just to me that highlights the fact that this is some private
Yeah, I don't see
organization
that in the
doing their business.
Constitution. Like, I don't see that anywhere in the Bill of Rights of the Constitution where I have to have a membership at the British Accreditation Registry in order to
Speak on behalf.
interface with you guys and for me to ask for documentation.
Correct. To me, that's why it's like it's better just to not even go into the court. Figure out the methods to take to do it from outside the court. Because as soon as you walk into that court, you're in their playing field. It's like they tell you where to meet you in order to make the exchange, right? Instead of you meeting on like a common ground, say like for instance, an Article 3 court. Nah, they bringing you into their turf and they making their own rules and they bring all their own people, right? Think about it like that. It's mafia. This is mafia stuff, man. Nah, I ain't coming down
It
there.
is.
Change the venue. Change the venue. Let's go here into a federal district court. How about that? You hit them with the cross claim. Have anybody heard of a cross?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Has anybody heard of a cross claim? I was listening to Winston Strout last night, and everybody talks about Winston Strout because he went to jail. And I was watching the video, the one I posted about it too. Winston Strout went into jail and he pled guilty to the facts. And he simultaneously tried to accept the charges and set it off, right? But he pled. So the guy on the video was like, nope, why would you plead? You never plead. And it's like Winston didn't know
Exactly.
that. Seemed like that was a setup. Maybe they changed what happened in the court case or something. Winston should have known
They
that.
probably did. Yep. Oh, we know that he knew that.
Hey, I don't remember.
Definitely.
I don't think I was talking.
But that's what scares me though, because it is all on their playing fields. Everything they're doing, they can. You know what I mean? It's them against us, basically.
Oh. It is. Have you seen the one with the bully judge? The guys. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Right. It doesn't work. Yeah.
You can forget the phone. They're not doing anything with that phone. That's why you have to do everything in writing.
Right. And these people aren't honest. You know, we all know that. I mean, I think all of us at this point has been to a court case and we've sat through that court case and stood through that court case and actually witnessed it for ourselves. And it's eye-opening.
Absolutely.
I was like, wow.
It's disgusting how dumbed down everybody is.
You say what?
It's disgusting how dumbed down everyone is. They're just walking in like sheep. Yep, I did it, Yana, and walking right out the door.
Yep. But then it's like it's not just them, it's my friends around me. He's like, dude, why don't you just get a lawyer? You don't know what you're doing. Dude, just get a lawyer. You're not a lawyer. You're not a lawyer, Nigel. What are you doing? I'm like, well, for one, I don't want anybody speaking for me or signing for me. I'm sorry.
Amen.
I'm 43 years old. Like, I don't need nobody speaking for me or signing for me. Shit, I'm 52. So I know a guy that just got picked up last night. So I wish I could figure out this whole But I'm gonna get started on it because I'm talking to Joe Lustico about this get out of jail. It's like the Monopoly board. We're all on the Monopoly board, right?
Yeah,
And we all get
absolutely.
that one little get out of jail free card every now and then, right? Every now and then you get that one little get out of jail free card. So apparently there's one that exists. And I want to figure out where it is because by us doing what we're doing, going into these courts and standing on our rights, unlike all the other sheep, right? No offense
Mhm.
to them, no offense to them, but they just don't know, right? We are way more likely to be sitting in jail than they are, because
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying. So like, I'm gonna have my little get out of jail free card sitting in my filing cabinet. I'll send one to my brother, send one to my mama, with all the instructions. Just file this, right? Just file this if I go to jail.
Yeah. Joe's the man, so I love the shit out of Joe, honestly, because that man offers so much of his time, just giving so a wealth of information.
To me, he doesn't need to do anything else but this, and like to me, it's an even trade. It's beautiful. Like, don't go to work, Joe. Like,
Exactly.
we need you here. We're helping the people, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what I'm
Heck
doing.
yeah.
I ain't worked since June of last year. I had a steady paycheck. I was on unemployment for like 4 years. I was like, because I'm starting my business and I got everything set up, and I have the asset protection thing going on with Glenn coming up too, right? Because I got all my business set up, my trust and everything. So I'm ready, and I've got my digital products ready. So I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff right now, and I don't need no job getting in the way of that. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to get with Joe privately too, because he started to want to tell me something about the whole getting an insurance policy, but you know how it is when you put certain information into the public, it messes a lot of stuff up. So he didn't want to get into detail, but that shit was very interesting. How basically you're opening your own bank with a life insurance policy.
Yep. Yep. So, but I want to have a trust that's like a family trust or something, because the ones I got now is just business. Like, say like I was Marty Bird in the Ozarks or something. So that's how I'm running that. And I'm going to clarify
That's
that
awesome.
with Glenn, because I'm trying to have a one-on-one hunting with Glenn too, because I've got the package. And what my one-on-one hunting is going to be about is like, now I got it. How do I execute? It's things like minutes.
Absolutely.
There's minutes you got to file with your trustee, and there's all kind of things. And I want to know top down, and I'm gonna make a little cookbook of it based off of that. You know what I mean? So
That's awesome. Heck yeah.
do this. This can go to that. This can go to this. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like, we're not taught this stuff, so we got to learn this shit the hard way.
I know. Exactly.
And this is what I
I
do.
so wish you guys lived closer. I'm telling you, because I really wish I had study partners.
Right. Hey, I feel you. Like, I was thinking about doing like, if I could raise the money, doing like a tour, a hardway tour, right? Going everywhere and just like everybody who's in that town who knows what they're doing, because there's people like us everywhere. Or
Absolutely.
if we could get like the people who know what they're doing, Joe, Minute Reel, Anpu, Honey Pot, you know what I mean? If we could get these people to go on like a bus tour and do conventions everywhere.
That would be freaking awesome.
Wouldn't that be awesome? And it goes to all the cities.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, go to the major cities, so if you want to come, you could just get in the car and go there,
Yeah. That would be awesome.
I was thinking about starting a hardway tour, but like, I'm trying to get the one-on-one hunting thing going, because like, I'm just reaching out to everybody. If you're interested, because a lot of people are like, nah, man, I ain't coming out the gate for less than 800. I'm like, cool, man. Well, you're not the one I'm looking for, then. I just move on to. That's why I like Joe. Joe's like, I'm down. I'm down. As soon as he
I know, I love him.
He loves getting down. Glenn too. But peace be unto you, brother. Like, do what you do, man. Get your money, right? I'm not against you.
Absolutely.
I'm with you. You gonna come around once you see how it works for everybody else. You gonna come around. Because to me, at the end of the day, we're not giving away all the stuff you know. Let's just have a roundabout, and then I could come up with a little cookbook about it. But then anybody who takes the class goes on, and they can learn more from that person. Get you a one-on-one.
Exactly.
I'm gonna buy a one-on-one from Anpu because I need to get Anpu on this. Like I want to see if I can get him on, man. Because the dude is like church. I'm like pass that collection plate around, man. People putting
He seriously is.
yeah, man. People putting their gold watches in the.
I'm telling you.
Honeypot too. Honeypot did like 3 hours straight on my live last night. 3 hours straight, and nobody else.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Nobody else was talking. Well, they might ask a question here and there, but it was just straight honeypot. Is it honeypot? HoneyDrop. Sorry, HoneyDrop.
I think it's HoneyDrop. I think.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry about that. My apologies. Advocate, how you doing, brother? What you got going on? Angela, what are your charges again? I mean, if
Hi, Mr. Difficult. It's actually Fatima.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
I'm well. So you're the one with the you had the success, right?
Yeah, I actually did your debt validation letter.
Not mine. I didn't draft it, but I am going to
Well,
draft it.
you didn't draft it, but I got it off your site, so I wanted to thank you for that. Basically, I had a $100,000 business loan that I defaulted in, and they came after me with like harassing me, letters, phone calls. So I finally sent that letter out, and I just got an email a few weeks ago that they're charging it off because I specifically asked them, show me how money went from your account to my account. And I asked all these questions that was in that letter. I don't have it in front of me right now, so I don't have to, let me see if I can get it. Basically asking them the name and address of the organization that allegedly has the debt, the name of actual creditor, even if it's myself, because we're all creditors.
Mm-hmm.
There was like 10 questions I asked, and they literally charged it off. And I know Nick, that attorney, comment, because you had posted my success, and he went on there and was like, they're still going to come after you.
How was this an success? Yeah.
And I'm like, it is a success because they're basically saying they're charging it off. So it's going to probably go to a debt collector, and I'm not sure it is. But if it does, then that's going to be easy to discharge because I don't have a contract with them.
To me, it's like what third-party debt collector is going to buy it at that point if they know it's just been charged off, like the details of and why it was charged off,
Right. But I just wanted to come on here and thank you so much that you're so humble and you're always trying to help people. And I heard your live yesterday how you're frustrated that, people gatekeep stuff. And I feel like if it's not really gatekeeping, even if people took 5 years to figure stuff out, if they can like lend that hand to the next person and the next person, it's going to be like a wildfire, and it's going to be a lot easier for people like us to go through what we need to go through with and not have all these hurdles. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to make those influencers' job easier also because now it's going to be like a trend. People are going to be doing it all the time, so it's not going to be as hard.
Right. And let's just to clarify, I get the quote unquote gatekeeper. I don't get the people who are charging like thousands of dollars. Like, come on, B. Like, really?
Seriously.
Because now you're a lawyer now, right? Because my lawyer wanted $7,000 out the gate for my DUI. Out the gate.
I'm trying to tell you, for real.
Out the gate. I was just like, excuse me? And like at the time I was making money, so I was like, no, I got the money to pay it, but like, man, let's just figure it out. Let me give me Because I knew at that point on, I didn't know if I wanted to get him or not. Because I knew that I could probably beat this myself because I didn't hurt nobody. I didn't give them anything. And he told me himself, never give them anything. So, and I didn't give him anything this time. So I was like, I could probably do this myself. And then I started looking into it, and then now I'm here with you guys. You know what I mean? $7,000 out the gate. That dude.
Yeah.
$1,000 to get a mortgage discharged, but I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
people.
Well, I guess if you got it like that, then that's cool. But most of us are on here because we don't got it like that. Shit.
Right. I was just talking to somebody today. I'm not gonna tell his name out because I like the dude. I don't like his approach, but I like the dude. You know what I mean? And he's just like, that's the guy. He's like, I don't come out unless it's $800 out the gate, bro. Like, well, I don't got $800, man. I'm sorry. Even if I had $800, I probably still wouldn't give it. You know what I mean? I'll just
Exactly. No. Hell no. It's one thing to be, sure about yourself and all that, but honestly, you don't have to be an ass. And to me, that's just, I don't know. If you got it like that and you're all in your trust, and this is one thing I have said before, if you have access to all of the unlimited credits, what the hell are you charging your peers 800, 5,000, all of these numbers for when you got access to your credits?
Because
I don't get that concept.
That credit is not for purchases; it's for debts. And if these people are debt free, they just want that credit to be able to make purchases. You know what I mean? But the thing is,
that's true.
You know what I mean? So like, my thing is this: my ultimate goal, and man, I'll just try to see if I can speak in code. If I could get some way to have credit, right, and discharge it, and be able to set it off every month. I mean, I could just live. That's total freedom. I'm sitting under the tree waiting for an apple to fall on my head. You know what I mean? So I'm coming to some sort of a revelation.
I think buying your information is dangerous because you could get to a point to where you cannot find any answers for sale, and you're gonna have to switch over to the learner.
Correct. That's a good point.
That's true.
Just as how I think I don't want to be reliant upon somebody's good graces to get, this is free information that people just have to read. Like if we just have a couple books that have the highlights, like what you were saying, then you just buy the book and do it yourself. It's a DIY project. It doesn't have to be this guided tour thing where you gotta break out $1,000 to figure out how to file 6 pieces of paper.
Well, my thing is if these people are taking their time to put the services in place to free you, right? It's kind of like, you'll go into debt going to college and they don't teach you snap, right? So I get it. You let the state convince you to go to college, but when these people put their time in to put all this stuff together, compensate them. It's all about compensation. That's
true.
I totally agree.
That's true. Equal energy.
But I'm like, just please be reasonable, right? I don't have $1,000, bro. I wasn't even trying to pay my lawyer that. You know what I mean? And he's supposed to be
$7,000. That's the way I feel about it too. We all deserve equal energy, basically. But when you're just being greedy, that's the same thing these big ass corporations do to us.
Yeah, but you have people like HoneyDrop. Sorry, oh my God, I keep saying HoneyPot. Sorry about that. HoneyDrop did 3 hours of to me, she deserved compensation for that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just send her a hug over the internet though, because
Exactly.
Like this, I feel like like everything I'm doing, like I'm doing for myself to see if it works. And if it works, I'm gonna come out and say, hey, this worked for me. This is what I did, and you should do it too. I did actually take McReal's disqualifying the judge course. I mean, it was a lot of information, and you know what? That was worth it. That was worth it, and I learned a lot. And I'm actually trying to disqualify a judge in another case that I'm working on. And if that works out, I'm gonna come out and say, you know what? This is what I did, and this is how it helped me. But at the end, I think it'll pay off for every influencer or every person that's trying to be in this game. It's going to pay off because people are going to believe that these people are legit, because there's a lot of scammers out there. I don't know if you guys heard of No Safety. I paid that guy $5,000 and he jacked me. He went ghost. He ignored me. He blocked me on all social media. And you know, it's sad. And he goes on there and shows files of paperwork that he files, and he doesn't do anything. He scams people.
Wow. Okay, yes, No Safety. The guy, yes, I know you're talking about. He just got out of jail. And then I think Brandon Joe Williams made a post about him as well, right? I just don't get that though. Like I don't get that. Like I don't want none of that to go out. Like the dude that just
No, exactly.
there's a dude that just hit me up about he got a notice to levy from the IRS, right? Due immediately, you know. And I don't think I posted it. I didn't post anything about it because but yeah, yeah. Anyway, no, I didn't post it. Okay, but so I immediately started sending him all of the stuff that I know about accepted because I'm like, they look through the paperwork. Did a coupon come on that? Did it come with a coupon? And then he sent me a picture of the coupon. I was like, let's just fill out the coupon and send it back to them. It's the IRS. They should know all about this, right?
Exactly.
It's the IRS. And I said, I'm not going to do it because I have never done it. I'm not going to tell you to do it and not do it.
You know, Mr. Difficult, there's a form. I actually just filled it out for the IRS too, because I did that coupon for, because I haven't paid taxes in 2 years. And I filled out that coupon, like, with the UC codes and all that, and it went dormant for 2 years. I just got a letter back like a few days ago, and I was researching. There's a form called 1040-V, like Victor, and it's a payment voucher.
Yep.
So what I did is I filled that out, sent a copy to the IRS and the copy to the Treasury, and it says voucher clearly on it. So that's a payment right there.
Correct. Like I just posted a video on that on my TikTok, like about this lady. I think her name is Christina something. It's like Miss. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I just posted it, and she goes through. You could attach a 1040 with it,
Exactly.
But there's like a mountain of quote unquote processes, and then like HoneyDrop. HoneyDrop was last night. Don't get caught up in the processes. I mean,
yeah.
Understand the concepts, and then there's a process that you could probably formulate yourself once you understand the concept.
Exactly.
I'm gonna let y'all talk. Like B, I'm trying to get Sunshine on, man, because come on, Sunshine, accept it, because we could talk about that situation you got going. Anybody else have a situation they need going? If there's anyone out there that is needing a remedy, let's just try to do that. And let's try to hook that person up with some information that they can get it back to living life free. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. B, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations on your
Oh man, thank
court
you.
case.
It's been a long process. I
Yes.
think it took like almost a year for a traffic offense.
Heck yeah, they like dragging that shit out though.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be because I've been with the judge before. I knew it was gonna be a long process, but for the last bench trial, it was only like 3 minutes long, and that was kind of defeating me because I've been trying to get it dismissed since day one. And they denied my dismissals, but they put in their own dismissals a couple of days before court. And it's like,
That's because of that paperwork. They knew you were fire.
man, I was ready. I was so ready,
Yes.
but she,
Exactly.
she brought me into the courtroom. She's already talking about dismissal. I'm like, what? I also asked you so many questions.
They didn't want none of that smoke.
Yeah. But yeah, I play mind games with them. Sometimes I act like I don't know what I'm talking about, just to get them to lie on record. So, yeah. So what's going
I
on with
told Mr.
everybody else?
Difficult I filed a affidavit of truth, just basically stating that I was in the courtroom. I just didn't mention that I had claimed the name or anything, but I said that I was in the courtroom on that day. I had proof of that, and I did a reservation of my rights. But I don't know if they filed it into the case. I don't know what they did because the warrant is still on me. The bondsman had called my girlfriend that gave me a ride to the court that had testified for me. She was my witness, talking about that paperwork was shit. That means nothing. I was like, yeah, okay.
What?
Yeah, that's what the bondsman said.
That paperwork was the S word. Like, what do you...
Yeah, yep, that's what he said to her literally. I was like, dude. And I basically have proof that I was in the courtroom. I got my MapQuest directions because it's in a town over from me. I had a letter from my girlfriend that was basically confirming she's the one who brought me there.
Okay.
Just being hateful.
I'm trying to find this thing because there was another approach about...
I don't know. Right now. I don't have another court date. Well, if I do, I'm not receiving mail. That's another thing. I'm having a problem with getting general delivery mail in the town that I live in. But I'm trying to decide now if I want to do a bill of particulars to the court, or if I want to do a special appearance to start that administrative process with them, because I still have the warrant on me. Oh, to challenge the warrant? Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they literally got me fired from my job. Well, they made me resign from my job because they came right up in my job trying to get me.
That's the way you got damages out the yin yang.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna be.
Not only that, the mental anguish. Lord have mercy. This crap has been going on for so long, and everybody knows when you got some crap going on that's affecting your everyday thought process. It's affecting everything in your life.
Yep. Everything. I mean, it's affecting your mental. It's affecting
Absolutely.
your emotional state. You know what I mean? Like I drove around with a warrant for 9 months, Angela. 9 months I was driving around with a warrant. I got my warrant lifted in December. I got it in March. It's like
Oh,
9
wow.
months. I mean, I'm like, if say like I got to get in the turning lane, but the turning lane stopped, I'm going straight, and then I'm going around because I don't want to get stuck in the turning lane. That's the kind of stuff I
Mhm.
was doing while I was driving with my warrant. Excuse me, traveling.
Exactly. Yes. We are traveling. Yeah, I'm trying to think of when my court case was. I think it was in August. So it's been a hot minute that I've had a warrant on me too. Okay.
And they didn't prove that it was valid. And it also has to be signed by a detached judge and a real judge at that. It can't be a magistrate or a clerk or anybody.
I just saw somebody had shared a video about how all these judges are signing in their like personal capacity. They're not doing a seal on none of these paperworks, which that's supposed to change the dynamic too.
Yeah,
It's not even a judicial.
all those little little secret innuendos that they do, that it changes a lot that we're not aware of. It's designed
Yeah.
to throw us off our game. But we don't have to play by all those rules. We're just here for the legal intent, and we're getting out of here. We're not here to go back and forth or argue with you. We're here. I'm here about my freedom and my liberty.
Like I think you
Absolutely.
could help. B, I think you could help Sunshine, and like you could just do the same thing. She could just do the same thing you did with your case.
Yeah, because it's the same way. Like, if you got to worry about a warrant, that was my least of my worries. I was really trying to focus on getting damages because I knew the warrant was invalid. Like, when I got pulled over previously, I challenged it, and the officer was like, he was pretty much saying he didn't want no problem with it. He's like, I'm gonna give you this warning. You got a warrant, the town over. I think you should take care of it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
'cause
oh, thanks, man.
he don't want to get
You have
his
a good
name on that
day.
tort claim, bro.
Yeah, because when I tell you, like, Gary, Indiana, and Crown Point, Indiana, is 10 minutes away. They're on the same busy street. We're just going to two different jurisdictions. But Gary police, they're aware. Like, when you tell them, like, hey, this time I'm operating, you know what I'm saying? I know my rights. They'll leave you alone. It's the Crown Point, once you go to that sundown town, they're like, I don't care what you think you know. And I took that ride before. I'm like, all right, y'all can kidnap me if y'all want to. I don't want to go with y'all. And now what they're doing, they're expunging my whole record. And I
That's
asked,
awesome.
You gonna still move forward with the claim though?
yes, sir. If they don't answer it, they actually have six or seven more days before I double it because they didn't answer the first one.
All of a sudden now y'all can't speak.
Now they can't speak, bro.
Now they can't see.
They can't
Just
even
a
go to
quick
jail.
input on the warrant. Technically, they have to have an affidavit to support the warrant, and the judge has to sign it with the wet stamp, with the wet signature. It cannot be rubber stamped. So if somebody comes, like the sheriffs come to try to arrest you, you ask them for that, and they have to have that.
Well, I was
They
stupid when they
call.
arrested me the first time. I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but I was so upset that I forgot to ask him like for a copy of the warrant when I got arrested.
Right. Yeah, like that's great. This is you got a warrant. Okay, can I see the attached affidavit?
Well, it's never too late to ask for a warrant.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get into
Yeah.
discovery.
And you send that what to the clerk of courts?
I'll send it to everybody. 'Cause I
Right,
don't want nobody to say they didn't get it.
right.
Yeah.
Serve all parties. That's what it says in the Georgia Code, at least. Serve all parties. Everyone has to be on notice.
Just go to the agent.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
And until we learn that move that's going to completely free us, we have to go through these. I hate to say motions, but we got to go through these hurdles. We'll call them, right. But just like Drop was saying last night, once you know who you are, and you can go in there with that confidence, and you won't even go in there once you know what's going on. You don't even gotta go in there, and that's where I'm trying to get to. But not everybody's not going to be there, so I still support we all talking about these things, right? But at the end of the day, like to me, like she goes into you got to understand the history first and how we got here. How did we get here? Because if you don't understand how we got here, you're not going to know what to do in order to get yourself out, right? So we keep
Yeah.
going into the courtroom arguing with fictions. Like once I got that concept down, I'm like, man, I'm not going back to the courthouse.
Even if you're saying all this stuff, that's all good. As soon as you step foot in that place, you're in their jurisdiction. You're contributing to that. So you want to stay out of the court.
The only reason I went to that stupid ass court was because I had got a bond to get out of freaking jail that time, and of course they were gonna come at. Well, I figured they was gonna come after the girl that had co-signed for me. That's the only reason I went.
Correct.
Aware of this, and when I was aware, I already proved to you that I travel. So now I know that all these statues are null and void. So I appreciate if you just stop contacting me. And I left it at that. It's just the way. That's what I'm saying. Once you do know who you are, then you have to operate like you know who you are. You can't just
Yeah.
continue to act right. You know.
State. And I'm gonna say this too to build on that, uh, advocate. Like I'm asking you questions, and I'm not answering any of yours because what they do is they take any of your statements and then they use it against you. Don't say
Exactly.
anything to the police. I'm not saying nothing to them. I'll be like, sir, I'll be happy to answer any of your questions, but please fill out this questionnaire first. You hit them with the conditional acceptance immediately. These are the cops. These are the cops, so they don't know all of this stuff. They only know what they're trained to do. And they're trained to wrestle your butt, B-U-T-T, into jail. Or
Yep.
into court. Or into court, either one. You don't want to go to court, we'll take you to jail until you do. I didn't even sign nothing. I didn't sign nothing. The only thing I signed was to get out of jail that night. And they let me out of jail. And they said, they was talking about COVID. Oh, we're going to let you out of jail because of COVID, but sign this here. And there was like two of us. And the other guy was on the whole other end. Like we was like 30 feet apart. You know what I mean? I mean, they used COVID as an excuse to let me go, but they got my signature, and that's all they needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, man, want that? I ain't trying to, because, not to be crass or anything, but as soon as they closed that door, my stomach started bubbling. I was like, I got to get out of here.
Absolutely. Trust me, I know. That's why I swear, like the whole thought process of even getting pulled over again, I swear I'm traumatized over that shit because I'm telling you, I don't know how I'm going to act.
Sounds like damages.
I know I'm not going through that shit again.
Sounds like damages.
How should we sign?
Hell yeah.
I tell you one thing, like as soon as I get stuff in line, I'm definitely gonna sign up for Drop's mentor service. Definitely, because I mean, it's the same to me. It's the same when I'm doing here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're in the wrong area. You have to go out here, make a right, and go in the front of the building, but stay on this corner.
Sunshine finally got in. I want her to go over her case too, because she's got maybe let's come up with a remedy for Sunshine. But you there? Because she said she just got pulled over, and she's a young lady going through it, man, and she don't need to be dealing with the courts right now.
Absolutely.
She says, how should we sign? To me, I'm like, I don't agree with this. I'm not signing it, and just hand it back to him. Like, I could be wrong, but that's what I did. I didn't sign anything. And to this day, I had to go through the whole motions where it's a refusal, but I wouldn't sign it on a conditional acceptance. I said, well, I'm going to give him my questionnaire. I'm going to give him my notice of rights, all this stuff. And then I'm not going to answer any questions. And if he still tries to get me to sign, I said, well, I'll be happy to sign, but please sign my questionnaire first.
On the paperwork that he made me sign, because he was talking about that he was bringing me to the jail that had the warrant, but he wanted me to turn myself in to his jail for driving without registration. And I was like, you want me to sign? He was like, yes, I wrote all rights reserved under duress. And I did not put my name. That's the only thing I wrote on his paperwork. He's like, what does that say? And I said, under duress.
Yeah. Or you could just write those words in the sign field, and they give them back to him, because people was literally signing with X's back in the day, so they can't tell you what to sign. But I don't even like none of this. I was saying in the live last night, I'm tired of all of this, man. I'm trying to find a way that they can't even mess with me no more.
Exactly.
After taking Anpu's class, it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener, right? But it was such an eye opener to me that I had to put it to the test immediately. And as soon as I started making the moves, and all of a sudden now, my court case, there's no movements going on in it now. No more motions, no more judgments. I literally got up and walked out. So I'm trying to figure out, is it something that I did? Is it something that they can't do? I'm trying to figure out those blanks so I can report it back to everybody with accurate information. You know what I mean?
They need your participation, bro.
They do. Absolutely. She told me she wanted me to watch a trial before going to a jury trial. And I said, ma'am, I object to a trial. And then you know what she said? She said, I understand. I said, okay, well, we're in agreement then. So, but I didn't get okay, I'm going to dismiss this case then. But that's what I wanted. So I stayed for the rest of that day, went back the next day. She never called me up. So I guess she assumed that I was waiting. I wasn't waiting to be heard, but I was there to watch the trial. So I just got up and left. I haven't heard from them since. I'm wondering what they're going to do, but I just don't want to get pulled over by the cops during this limbo period and then end up back in the cauldron being stirred around,
Bro, you inform the cops. I told you, it's just like when you moving. I inform all the cops, hey, I travel in this area. This is the description of my car. And when they pull you over, your car is not reported stolen. So you got to put one and one together. This is my property.
Right.
This is my household item.
Well, I'm
Elvis
gonna.
said that we need to do a restoration of rights, basically to claim those securities.
So I'm just like allowing us to talk for a minute because HoneyDrop is in. So like, but you know when you get her going, so we all gonna just put our phones down and just put our feet up. You know what I mean? I mean, y'all pass around that collection plate when she start giving out that. You know what I mean? Show us some love. I don't know. Is anybody else before I you know I don't know if she's still in there because I'm trying to clean up right now. But is anybody else out there? Advocate, advocate's good, but Sunshine, do you feel good about your case? I think we're gonna get with B and then send you everything that he did, and you know maybe someone else could come up because what was your charges again? Because I think it was a no registration and a disorderly. I know it's a disorderly conduct, but I don't know what the other charge was that got you with. You're mute if you're. Let us know, Sunshine. Unmute and let us know. I might just have to go through the live and then I'll get with B and then I'll just send her everything. Like all of those forms you sent me. I came up with a pretty good one too. I'll send it to her. Maybe we could amalgamate all of it into one big slap you in the face motion. I hate motioning, but you know, like at the same time, sometimes you can. Let's play your rules and beat you by your own rules, you know? Until we find that move to get us out of the matrix completely. You got to understand that. You got to have that foundation first. But until then, we got to get into the ring and, you know, round 1, round 2, round 3. You, yeah.
How to how to play chess on their end, and then when you're done playing, just leave. It's by the way, this is all a conflict of interest. All y'all getting paid by the state. This isn't even a fair trial, so it should be dismissed.
B, I want to show you the thing I came up with because I put venue in mine too. Like I'm challenging venue with mine, venue and jurisdiction because nobody challenges venue. They're all talking about jurisdiction. And if you go into their venue, the jurisdiction is already determined by the venue. So it's like you over there talking about, but you showed up. That's why they be like, you showed up to my court.
No, but see, it's 3 jurisdictions.
There is.
Yeah,
However,
so
that
you
court,
have to know which one you're traveling. I'm sorry, which one you're challenging.
correct.
So that's why I challenge subject matter. Like, okay, I'm here only because y'all got it confused. I don't participate in commerce.
Correct.
So therefore, I'm actually charging y'all for my time. The hour where I was in waiting and then 30 minutes that I was listening to everybody. You call everybody even though I was here first. So you don't have to charge for that.
Right, exactly.
That's why I tell you when I get pulled over, you tell the officer, oh, by the way, I charge $1,000 per hour for my time. He's bringing you to court for that too. So, and he's supposed to be there. So that means he's aware of 2 hours it took, and the hour he had me on the side of the road.
Yep.
So that's $3,000. You know what I'm saying? So I already got him in the verbal contract. I'm just here to play the game. Time is money, so you have to convert it into by put him in a verbal contract like they put you in contracts.
Correct.
Until you know how to get out of them, study contract law. Learn how to exit a contract. But until then, everybody's stuck in driver's license because they got one when they turned 18 and they didn't realize what it was. They didn't even read those small words. They just signed away their rights and, oh, now I can operate a vehicle now because I got this card. It teaching me how to turn and all that. And then you got a question like, why is it still accidents if everybody has this card?
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, like, I hate to keep bringing up drop because she kept dropping that, that knowledge last night. And she talked about all of that. and how we're putting up these defenses, but we don't have the right um, foundation, I would call it, in line first. Like with the secretary, with this person, or whoever this person is. These people haven't been put on proper notice of who you are, so they're just gonna presume it until you get to court and you start saying something else.
But they don't have to presume it. You sign up and you went to go get a driver's license.
You
You
did
know,
exactly,
they don't have to presume.
those minimum contacts.
Yeah.
But you, for instance, you don't have a license,
No, I gave it back, bro.
right?
That's
But
just
they
that
still
one.
dragging your ass in there.
Well, they was.
They was
Now,
trying to,
yeah,
right?
because I was still. It was in the system that I had previous. It still had a driver's license number in the
Like
system
this.
that they got from Illinois. Then
Yep.
they just gave me one, and then they
Yep.
started charging. So I had it back out of that contract.
My thing is this, though, B. I'm trying to get it to the point when they type in my name, quote unquote, when they pull me up in the system, it's like, oh, wait, can't touch this guy. We can't touch him.
Gotta notify them. Tell them. I'm telling the county and the everybody that thinks they have jurisdiction over that land. I'm telling them like I traveled through there. This is my car. This is So when they pull me up, I'm giving my name. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what's up? I'm B. Everybody knows me. So
Yep.
if you want a lawsuit, go for it. I'm not here to stop you. If you want to give me money, I'm not here to stop you. I'm here to just you give me a ticket. Okay, give me a ticket. I attach my contract to that ticket and send it in.
Yeah, and speaking of that, right? So like, here's the thing, though. You start sending them. See, like you start sending them tort claims. I think you should because I have a one-on-one honey with Glenn coming up, going through the administrative procedure. Until I find that checkmate move, you guys got to go through the moves that that work in commerce. I would just say, right? And you just serve them. You serve them a series of affidavits, and then once they don't reply, then you hit them with that claim. And I think you got to do it in like federal court at that point. You don't even go to the state because you can't. You got to take it out that bucket. You know what I mean? But
You have to move the venue.
don't quote me on this because I want to go through it because I've already served an affidavit on my case, and today's the 15th. Today marks the 30-day. That's not even true. No, damn, it's been over 30 days now. So, but you can go over, but you can't go under, right? So what I want to do is follow up with the second affidavit now. And then I think there's a third one, opportunity to cure all that crap. Until I want them to close the case because it's still open. It hasn't moved in a whole month now. It hasn't moved in a month and 2 days. But I don't want that lingering if they try to pull me in for something else. I don't want to be dealing with these old charges neither.
Right. I think you have to take it above their head. You can't even ask them anymore. Once they stop acting on the account, quote unquote, you have to start just move the venue. Attach that case to. I would go to the United States courts of claim and claim my damages. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, these people impeded on my unalienable rights. Can you please give me, do your job?
Right? And one thing I came across because I was watching, I hate to bring it up, but it was Winston Strout, and that's why I'm like, damn, Winston Strout should have known not to do what he did to go in jail. But I was watching one of his little webinars, not little webinars, but one of his webinars, and he was talking about deposing himself. You can depose yourself out of their jurisdiction by asking certain questions. I mean, do you have any evidence that I'm a U.S. citizen? I don't remember all the questions, but I'm going to go watch it again. But he basically deposes. It's a deposition. So we always say deposition. I don't see two P's in that word. It's a D. You're depositioning yourself out of their jurisdiction. And I thought it was genius. You can depose yourself And then you have a list of questions that you will answer, and that's it. You give that, and then if they try to answer you anything else, you say that's not on the question. It's not on the list. They try to ask you anything else about the same question, you just answer it with the same question you gave them in your list. I thought it was genius. I think it's a good little move. You can deposition yourself right out of their jurisdiction. Every time we think it's like a negative averment, right? Every time we send an affidavit, we're giving them the facts instead of them trying to prove their facts or their presumptions through a negative averment. You know what I mean? And it's like, if we got to go to the court, we got to know these little tricks because we don't know all the moves like the lawyers do. But the lawyers always want you to plea. And what does a plea do? The plea causes the controversy. That's why I don't know why Winston Shrout entered a plea of guilty to the. I'm not saying the word plea at all in there. I'm not pleading to you people. Anyway.
Well, it is a method on Mark Stevens. That's who I started watching a couple years ago, and he was just pretty much, I would accept the plea if you can prove that these rules and regulations apply to me just because I'm physically in Arizona, because that's where he started from. He's been free ever since. He still does podcasts to this day.
Right. And I mean, like, I'm going to look him up. Mark Stevens. I'm writing down notes as I'm going through this because I want to send out updates and everything. You know what I mean? I want to be very thorough with this. And I'm going to go live again tonight. And I've already reached out to Glenn, and Glenn is going to join me tonight. So you guys look out for that. Come back if you can. All right. So if you're still caught up in the court procedure, or say you got a car or anything that you're trying to do, you haven't really known anything, but you want to go through this, you know what I mean? Because at a point, to me, it's like I wouldn't even need the administrative procedure. But right now, I think I do, because I don't got that checkmate move. So let's take the long game with him. You know what I mean? And like you with your tort claim, bro, like you need to start hitting them with affidavits, bro. Have you hit them with an affidavit yet?
Oh yeah, that's why they was pretty much trying to close my case, why I couldn't even put anything on the record, because
Yeah, like, that's what's going on with me right now. I can't put nothing on the record. It's crazy. But like, I'm just like, I don't want to get caught up in getting pulled over, and they say, "Do you know you got?" Well, they can't bring up the open charges. It's not like they got a warrant for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your warrant's been lifted, so.
But they don't know I got charges, and they're gonna try to bring me in and try to.
They can't bring you
like
in.
They did Frank, bro, and just try to put like, so what's up with
Because you allow them to go. That's the problem. When you allow them to take you, that's when you fail. You have to question, why they even here. Because I told you I got pulled over in a couple towns over, and they told me about my warrant, but they knew they couldn't act on it. It was the same state. They couldn't act on it at all, because I already showed them like it's unlawful. So they know. It's just that they want to take that risk. But if you don't sound like you know what you're talking about, of course they're gonna they're gonna think they got one. And if they do, now you just stuck, and you know what I'm saying, you're reaching out, like, and that's the whole point of us coming together. We here to anybody reaching out, I at least want to reach my hand back out and try. I'd rather try and fail than not try at all. But my method's been working since 2016, and I haven't been overly aggressive. I just nothing but questions.
Right.
Like 90% of my documents just have questions behind everything. It's like, I know that you say you're government, but prove to me. That's one of my favorite lines, bro. I picked up, and it just makes sense.
You said that in the court.
No, in discovery. Remember, I wasn't getting trials. I was just getting conferences and
right. But did you say that? In an open court, I know y'all say y'all government. I mean, but I don't believe
I'm
you.
talking about behind closed doors. Like I'm on the fence a little bit. I'm being direct when we're in conferences because I know a lot of that stuff is on record. So if I'm telling I'm challenging behind closed doors, imagine what I'm gonna do and on the record.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pulling out the guns, I'm pulling out the haymakers. I'm not jabbing. Bro. I'm throwing
It's a
haymakers.
drive-by too, because I ain't getting out the car.
I'm trying to Mike Tyson you out the gate.
Out the gate. That's funny.
Yeah, and that's why my last case was 3 minutes, because I'm done with all that pleading and
It's
okay.
funny too. Like we talk about not going into the court, but like one of the things you said that kind of stuck with me, B, was one thing you stuck when you said is like I like going into the court. I like
Yeah,
messing with them.
I'm gonna pull up. Like I see y'all. I want to make sure that y'all want this birth certificate. You want this Burnell, or do you want this natural person? So you got to prove that what you saying applies to this natural person, and that's why I like a lot of my videos. I drive. You see my real name. If you want to pretend to be me, go for it. Go for it.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
You
That's a
can have
better
these
problem. Have you
problems.
claimed your name, B?
No, I ain't claim my name. I know my name. What I gotta claim it? That was the thing
Well,
with me.
what's your
Like I
name
know,
though? That's his thing.
bro.
He said, "I know my name. Why I gotta claim it?"
Yeah, I don't have to claim it. I claim it when I come on record. When I hold those swinging doors and I reserve all my rights before I enter. Your Honor, I reserve all my rights. Like
I
when I
think
tell
that's
the cop, before we go on, I charge $1,000 per hour for my time. So you want to keep holding me. You got your checkbook ready. You informed all your higher ups. If not, then you gotta take take the long route. Put tort claims in. Go put the suit in. Go put the motion for discoveries.
that's why I say you gotta do it the hard way, man.
Yeah. My discoveries is where I feel they got me. Because they denied my motion to dismiss, but they didn't say nothing about discoveries. They just dismissed the case.
They
So
didn't
I'm
even
like,
respond to your discovery motion.
no, that's what I'm
Ah,
telling you. I sent you screenshots. They only responded to my motion to dismiss, and they only had my first page of it. So I'm like, all right, cool. That's how now I made my discoveries 1 page long. So now you can't even split them up. I sent one to the DA and one to the prosecutor. So now y'all can't even work together. Y'all both have individual tasks to do.
I
Is
don't know. My
abatement
man
the
ain't
same
Pooh.
thing as discovery?
My man ain't
I'm
Pooh.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good, Angela. I'm sorry.
Now I don't know too much about abatements.
I've heard that word a couple of times, but I didn't know if that was somebody said it's supposed to be challenging jurisdiction, but I didn't know if that was also like a motion for discovery. So you guys never did the abatement?
No, I like to keep it simple and to the point, because manager, at the end of the day, I don't want to be here, Your Honor.
Amen.
Y'all soliciting me. Y'all harass me to come to court. So when I'm using terms like that and they agreeing and they're understanding, those are tort claim words. So I know I can just go get back these transcripts and attach it to an actual claim. Now I have evidence.
Mm-hmm.
That's why on my video I asked him, like, well, this unlawful warrant, like, who signed this? I know you did, and I know she didn't, but me accusing her, she's gonna, no, I didn't sign that warrant.
That's right, I saw that video.
Okay, so you admit that it's unlawful. That's all I needed. I don't care who signed it.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, man. I'm just taking notes while y'all, man. I'm gonna start taking notes and giving recaps, sending them out to everybody.
The first warrant that I had was signed by a commissioner, just a random commissioner for not appearing in court for the speeding ticket. That's where my shit all started.
You can sound it.
You say what, Angela? We started from what? I'm sorry.
A speeding ticket, and then I didn't go to court, and they gave me a bench warrant. The commissioner was actually on that warrant though.
A speeding ticket? You got a warrant for a speeding ticket?
Yeah, yep, because I had a court date and I didn't come.
Right.
Yeah,
We can figure that out. We can
that's where
figure.
all that shit
Yeah,
started.
we can hop in the Telegram tonight, and we'll have you sending out paperwork tomorrow. Like you want to
I'm
get that
going
to me
live tonight
ASAP.
I'm going live tonight at 9, so let's try to do that around 7 if you can. I'm gonna like 7 should be good. Maybe like 7:30. Let me know, and I'll go live on Telegram.
I mean, yeah, it's quicker and easier. You know, we can just
Just know how much we
get it.
appreciate you guys.
You know,
We
I
do,
tell you
man.
people like that's why I don't really charge people. Like I never ask for money. It's all about. I dislike cops that much. I'm willing to help strangers. Like
Right.
that's
My
my
thing
help
is this.
issue. Like
B,
I know how
if
that
we could get
feels.
that tort claim going, or say we beat a case and we get the bond, we get the money back from the bond. There's always ways to make money and live, especially
I'm
if
Oh
trying
yeah,
to
if
tell
you
you.
come together.
they send my bond back a month later after court.
Right, but I want damages along with it though.
Oh, those are coming, but you know I'm using
I want the
the bond
security.
money.
I want all of it. B. I want all of it
It
because
costs.
Where do you file
you
the
guys are using
tort
my
claim?
name. That's what I'm saying. You guys are using my name. That's my property. It's my property. If
Absolutely.
you're using my name, right? That's what I'm saying. Like on my fee schedule, right? It's my old fee schedule. I got a new one right now off the class I just took with Anpu.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna do with that fee schedule, I'm gonna turn it into my list of statutes, bro. And I'm gonna have criminal penalties attached to them. Like I'm gonna turn it into the Nigel codes, man. You know what I mean? The hallway codes. How about that? You feel me?
Bro, you just post it when you move. Any police officer you think you come in contact, you would send it to their police station. So when you get
Right?
pulled over, you already notified them once.
Right?
So after that, you just send them an invoice.
But if you think about it, B, right? The codes ain't nothing but a fee schedule. They all have criminal penalties attached to them.
Yeah, if you
It
want to
ain't
get
nothing but a
technical.
fee schedule. So I'm a draft mine up like it's a fee schedule. I mean, like it's a list of statutes, and I'm gonna hit them with my own statutes, man. I mean, well, you're here, so you mean I'm gonna be like, well, you're here, so you got to have control and possession of person, foundation, status, and standing and position exactly. And then you gotta have that fee schedule so you can hit them. You can hit them with that invoice.
Yeah, but no, it's ways to eat. My whole point of the fees is just to show them, like, you know, I'm here about business. If you want to impede on my rights,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, especially when Angela, you said they got you fired.
Right.
That's loss of
Right.
Yeah.
wages. Loss of wages. That's what you go for. And then I'll
Straight
come
up, they have really torn my shit up. Not just I can't blame it all on them because Lord knows if I was more educated and on my P's and Q's, I should have handled this a long ass time ago. But definitely the fear factor. But they have messed up so much shit in my life for
Well,
sure.
you got to do it when you're ready, though. Like, do your homework and be ready when you get in there, man. Because when I went into my hearing, I wasn't ready. When I went into my first
I
hearing,
know.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I got up. I got nervous as hell. I was like,
Yeah.
I said,
I told you I was ready to pass out. I almost passed out walking out of that stupid ass courtroom.
correct,
My
man.
legs
Because I
were
mean, we
buckling.
never
I'm like,
done
oh
this
my
before.
goodness.
You ever did this before? Been like, this is the first time I stood up for myself in the courtroom. Now I know. It's crazy because now I know I shouldn't even be there.
Exactly.
you know better, you do better.
You know better, you do better. That's it. All day, every day,
I
and
do it for
learn.
shits and giggles, bro. That's what I told you from day one. Like I don't have to be here, but since
Mm-hmm.
you saying I do, you have to prove everything I'm bringing to your attention.
Right?
And now you got to
I want
answer
to get to
these.
where B's at. He's all calm and relaxed. Like you can hear how relaxed he is. That's the way I want to be one day.
It's
Well, I
years of
think.
meditation.
Well, I think it just comes. It comes with
Next,
just
yeah,
being there and going through it. Like, the more you do it, the more you can get through it. I'm telling you. Like that was. I've only been to court 3 times, right? And those 3 times, like I've seen enough to be like, okay, this ain't nothing but a bunch of bullshit. Excuse my
yeah,
language, TikTok. Excuse my language.
right.
But like, I want to give the floor to anyone else who might have a court case. Do you have a court case and you don't know how to get out of it? Let me give about couple more minutes. I don't want to lose Anpu and HoneyDrop though, because they here. You know what I mean? And then after that, we can figure it out for these people. Because I'm taking notes. I'm taking down what your charges is and what's going on with you, and I'm gonna shoot an email to you at the end of the live. If you have a court case and you don't know what to do, you need help, or you need counsel, because this is the peer counsel. My peers are my counsel. I don't go to bar attorneys. I don't go to barristers. I don't go to esquires. You know what I mean? I go to my people. You see? So if anybody's out there, like hit the request button. I'm gonna give like about 3 more minutes. I don't want to lose HoneyDrop and Anpu, and then I'm gonna get them the fours so they can start. Because that's church. Let's go to church, and then I give them about like maybe, because I got to be off by like 5. All right. Here we go. Somebody's giving a request. Moonchild, how you doing, Moonchild?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Doing all right, sir. Doing all right.
Yes, sir.
So I have a menacing case in Colorado.
Menacing.
Yeah.
Is your name Dennis?
Huh?
Is your name Dennis?
No, my name isn't Dennis, but I said it. My name's Menacing. Right? Yeah,
I don't know what y'all talking about. There ain't no menace.
Well, in Colorado, in Colorado, they hide a lot of this stuff that we be into and stuff, and they obfuscate a lot within the laws. So like, if you ask a bar attorney or whatever where the bond is, they'll start lying and obfuscating from giving you information. I went and started diving deep into stuff. I found out that they hide it within a writ of attachment. A writ of attachment is where you get your warrant from, and then they're all statute based here in Colorado. So I'm still trying to figure out how to claim or how to get them to dismiss the case. Unfortunately, it's against the alleged victim is my stepdaughter's dad, and he's the one who filed the claim. And then they made I guess in any kind of case like that or domestic violence, they give you an automatic restriction order that gets placed. So it's just a whole lot of stuff. But he's got a film of me with something in my hand, and so they automatically assume that since I'm a legal firearm owner, that it was my firearm.
All right, so like to me, it sounds like you actually have somebody who's actually bringing a claim against you. So I can imagine this person's going to show up to the court.
So yeah, there is an alleged victim who had the claim against me, but the criminal case that I'm going under, it's listed on my my summons that it's the state of Colorado that's coming after me.
Exactly. I just put up a video of that, man. Like, if anybody hears me saying anything incorrect, please interrupt and let me know. I just put a video up of that, where you can have a court case where there is a victim, but it's not the victim versus you. It's still the state.
Yeah,
all
it's the
kinds of
state that's
commercial,
coming after me.
right?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's eye-opening. That was eye-opening for me, because it's like, I thought it should be the victim versus myself, but it's still the state. And I think it's because you're not officer person, and you're still under the statutes, and they can still charge you for your quote unquote misdemeanor, your misbehavior, right?
Yeah.
And then try to like make some money off the debt, and like, hit you with them securities or whatever they call, man. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hella crazy. And then like, so when the alleged crime happened, I had a driver's license, or I have a driver's license. So I think that when it comes to jurisdiction, they're going to establish that I have a driver's license for them to have jurisdiction over the subject matter.
I mean, like to me, like the way I approach it, and like I don't let anybody else speak, but that's all great. But where is the guy that brought the claim against me? Why isn't he here? Why am I
So
answering questions?
what I've noticed too is they don't even bring him in the courtroom. They let him come in on Zoom, like a Zoom web call or whatever. And I think that's not right. That shouldn't be
Yeah,
right.
they're
He should
calling
be
him
in the
as the
thing.
witness too. I ain't they
Yeah,
calling
yeah,
him
they're
as the
calling
witness.
him. Yeah, they're calling him and his girlfriend as a witness, and then he has my stepdaughter as one of the witnesses against me as well. And the prosecutor is going full throttle on me. Like he gave me a sorry ass plea deal, and then on top of that, freaking there's a lot of malfeasance involved with the case. So the alleged victim he doctored the video by taking out the sound, and so I was trying to challenge that, and then they subpoenaed the phone to get the actual original video, and then they submitted the original video, but the public defender tried to tell me that, well, since they submitted the video within a specific amount of time frame prior to trial, that you have no standing, basically essentially saying that it's not going to work for me to challenge the video for the rules of evidence because they submitted the original. But that's not what the statute says. That's not what the rules of evidence says. The rules of evidence says if it's not the original that was given to detectives or to the court for evidence or for the prosecution to use as evidence, it should be kicked out because it wasn't the original. It was doctored. It wasn't the original to begin with. But like I said, they obfuscate and they try to push you, like they seriously railroad in this thing like that. That shit's crazy.
Okay, so what's your approach? What is your approach?
I don't really have an approach. At the time when I got the charge, I went and got a public defender, and then I've been trying to get her to get off of the case, but she wants to, like, she just I don't know. I just feel a lot of things are not going. I'm not being told the truth is what I feel, and she's obfuscating or putting me on these specific blast to where I have to, like, either choose her to represent me or not. Which, if I don't have her represent me, then I gotta go through a whole new case or a whole new hearing for conflict, is what they call it. They call it a conflict hearing, which is like a conflict with your representation. And then that just prolongs the case longer. I'm already, because they arrested me without a warrant, just based off of probable cause, based off of the video or whatever, they put me on bail. I got posted. I got bailed out on a $10,000 bail, and then now I'm dealing with pretrial services here in my state. Pretrial services is where, when you're out on bail, you got to go call the UA line and all that other good stuff.
I don't know if you got to do that, but that's what they tell you need to do.
Well, yeah, because it's an appearance bond. So in order for you to perform correctly on an appearance bond, you're subject to do all those things.
Yep.
And if not, then whoever filed the bond or whoever posted the bond and paid for the bond, they're surety to that bond. Now, it was my baby mama who paid for the bond, so I don't want to put her in jeopardy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My thing is this, like, let me say this, and then I'm gonna let B go. Like, if you go in there, you start talking like a lawyer, they're gonna treat you like one too. You know what I mean? I just go in there. I just start asking questions. I'm like, so where's the original victim? I don't see the victim. How's the state bringing charges against me? I would just start asking them questions. Does the state have the power of attorney of the original victim or of the state itself? Can I see the power of attorney? Where is the state? Can you bring the state? Who's bringing the claim? I'm like asking them questions, bro. I'm like answering nothing. I'm not pleading. I'm not nothing. Unless I get a definitive answer. And that's what happened with my case. I'm not getting the definitive answer. I'm not moving forward, and I'm going to object. Now, I never stayed on one question. I just kept hitting them a bunch of questions because I knew I was going to get the transcript. So I wanted to see what they would say to everything. I think that's what I was doing subconsciously. Because, like, this is my first time. I want to see I want to see how many hurdles they're willing to jump over. I want to see how matrixy they can get all these bullets I'm shooting at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not saying nothing. I'm not pleading. I'm not doing nothing. I'm answering you questions. But you know, you can ask all the questions you want, and they're just gonna railroad you through anyway. But get it on the record,
Yeah.
because I got my record. I got my transcript. I got all the evidence I need, and they know that. And they know that. But I'm trying to figure out that
So
move just
my
to get it closed out, because I'm tired of dealing with these people, man.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that. And my question is because I didn't know about a lot of this stuff. I knew about like the original stuff, like the straw man, which I don't really like using that term now that I understand or
Correct.
overstand what the straw man is. But I knew about that, and then I started looking into it periodically. And then after I caught my case, I started really diving deep into this stuff, which helped me learn about the UCC one financing statement and all that other stuff like that. And so at the time when I caught the charge, I got the public defender because I was unaware, and then she kind of like just pushed me through to make a plea of not guilty so she could take it to trial. Now here's where the
Yep. So you
fucking
into
thing
the
gets
plea?
on my nerves. Yeah, they made me plead not guilty so that way they can move forward to trial.
Wait,
How they
wait.
make you
How did they
plead?
make you plead? Like, did
Right.
they enter
Exactly.
one for you, or
Right.
So it was pretty much like how they do on the videos where if I decide not to plead, the judge is going to enter the plea.
okay?
And at that time, I didn't know that I could challenge the judge, like, ma'am, you can't enter a plea for me. That's practicing law on the bench.
Right. So this is what you would do. Well, what I would do is question the judge on all of that matter, because you know the warrant is unlawful, and you know how they treated you in court was out of honor. So I'll just send them a simple letter questioning it and see what they do. Meanwhile, you should be working on a damages claim and to really get the ball rolling. 'Cause if they don't answer in your favor, they still try to railroad you. Now you're working on your damages claim, and when you will claim it, you will already have evidence of them not only acting out of honor, they're just completely ignoring you, trying to reserve your rights.
Okay. And then I also, what I found out too is that freaking the one of the officers lied on his statement that I had told him I had a firearm on my possession, which I never told him that at all. I never told him I had anything on me.
Yeah, so you're denying
So
the officer too, under the penalty of perjury. Are you sure that I had a firearm? Did I say that? And but you
correct me
also
if I'm wrong. Isn't a police report filed or written under penalties of perjury? Isn't it like
it
considered their
depends
own
if
affidavit?
the police report
You
or
would think
the
so.
uh, was it the statement. It's also a statement that isn't the incident statement or however they write it in your state.
No,
That's not
it was
on a
basically his police report. His police report after they had put me in, after they had took me to the jail. He wrote out his report, and from what I was hearing is that anytime a police officer writes a report, it's under the penalties of perjury because it's considered like their own affidavit, their report
Not
on the
until they put on
situation.
their oath. Not until they put on the stand and put on the oath. Everything is hearsay up until that point, from my
Okay, so
understanding.
it's just hearsay until he goes onto the stand and
Raises his
confirms if
hand and
what
goes
he
under
wrote
oath.
on his report is true.
You'll never see any affidavits from these people. That's what I've understood.
Yeah, I get that too.
All right, so I got about 30 minutes left, so I want to give Anpu and HoneyDrop the floor, guys. Do you mind?
yeah. No, definitely hit us up
You're
so we
good.
can try to help
And
more.
then I got the notes. Everybody who spoke tonight, just send me an email, send me a DM, and I'll send out some stuff to you guys. All right. Join the Telegram, and we
Cool.
can
Thank you
share
very
a little bit
much.
more. Absolutely, absolutely. This is the point, man. Let's free the people. Anpu, HoneyDrop,
All
how
right.
y'all doing today? I want to thank y'all for coming in, man. God bless. Love.
Always my pleasure. So, okay, I'm gonna speak on just a couple of things because when I came in, I had came in quietly to a conversation that was talking about individuals who charge, but they have access to their credits. So I want to speak about that, right? Like I tell you guys all the time, I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have nobody to hold my hand and say, woo, 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 it's going to be okay. I didn't have no one to give me direction. The only thing I had was public information. Because again, it's always the case that you cannot gatekeep public information. So the reality to the situation is anyone who has been through and put their time and their work in for anything can charge whatever they see fit for their time, right? They put their dues in. They went through the rhythm and the blues, okay? They went through the trials and errors. They went through the study material to create their own process. And I think that's what's the part that's not being comprehended by many people is, like myself, like Anpu, okay? Anpu, he's been doing it for what, 19 years, right? You got a man who was sitting in a prison cell and got himself out of jail. I done heard Ampu's story so damn much that I know his story like it's mine. And I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, where he has heard my story so much that it's almost like it's his. And we have sat here on numerous occasions, and my pink goddess, Tanika, she said a second ago, she said, it's time that the information stops. And I'm going to tell you why she said it and why I understand it and why I respect it is because I've said on numerous occasions how I got out of tax evasion, how I got out of it, right? And Pooh has said how he got out of jail where he was facing 17 and a half years and walked away, you see? And so when you guys hear that, no one is listening to that part. No one is saying, you know what? If that's how you got out of this slave trade system, then maybe, if nothing more, I seek to get a one-on-one with you so that I can learn what you did and have direction on how I can create my own estate planning, right? Instead, what's happening is everyone wants to continue to sit in their shit and act like it don't stink anymore. There has to be a shift in conscious in mind to where you turn around and this is where I mentioned my pink goddess where she said, yes, I call her my pink goddess, okay? This is where I mentioned where she said, there comes a time, she said it last night when we were on. I was on for 3 hours with you guys. 3 hours. I gave my story. I gave my process. I explained how and why I actually went back to do my name decree. I explained that once doing my name decree, it dismissed my case. And Pooh has been up here talking about his name decree and how once he did his name decree, it got him out of jail, right? So it's like what's not being comprehended is the answers are being given. Everyone's jumping from live to live. But when do you get up and make the changes that's unique so that you don't have to keep putting yourself in to situations under their jurisdiction? You are at war. You are at war. You are a United States citizen. Your constitutional rights as a living man and woman doesn't apply to you. It is restricted in a state trade court. When do you make that decision for yourself to say, you know what? I'm going to actually look more into this name decree because it's got one out of an IRS court, which is the worst fucking court to be in. The IRS has their own court, not state, not federal. It's the IRS court. Okay? The IRS court has their own court. You got me who got out of IRS court, case dismissed. You got Ampu who I got of a whole bid almost a decade earlier than what he was over a decade earlier than what he was supposed to. And what do? You sit in the same thing trying to figure out how to get out your case, and the answer's already been given to you. Right? You sit there to get out of a case, and an answer has already been given to you. I said my life too. The answers, whatever court case, whatever warrant, whatever you have, the moment that you declare who you are through your name decree, that is that state office signing off on you being the natural living woman or man. Once you have done that and your paperwork shows that it goes to all agencies, that you have legally separated yourself from the ensleges, anything you have prior to when you were in your minor state is dismissed as soon as you send your paperwork. As soon as you send it. This is told to you guys over and over and over again. It's broken down over and over and over again. And you fighting in a place where you cannot win. I'm not just talking about in their courts. I'm talking about the things that they do to you. You are an enemy to the estate. You are an enemy to the estate. You are guilty at all times. This is why it's guilty until proven innocent dealing with an estate. Guilty until proven innocent. This is what you guys are not understanding. You want to fight a losing battle.
Ain't that a bill of attainder?
It is.
Ain't that
Losing battle.
unconstitutional?
It's not unconstitutional. The constitutional doesn't apply to you. It doesn't apply to you. Look it up.
Well, I've heard that it's unconstitutional. Anyway, so it's unconstitutional to them, not us.
No, it's the Constitution is restricted in the slave trade court. That's why you have state constitution. That's your constitution as a citizen. It's a business. It's a business. As long as you have contracts and agreements that list you as a United States citizen, you are guilty. You are guilty.
You gotta
There you
dispel
go.
those minimum
Trading with
contacts,
the Enemy
right?
Act. It's all right there for you guys. You said what happened? I didn't hear your question. Sam, I know you love me.
You gotta get rid of those minimum. You gotta dispel those
Get rid of
minimum
what?
contacts.
You do have to dispel them. But how are you going to do that? You got to start from the beginning. How did you become a United States citizen? How did you become the United States citizen?
The birth certificate.
There you go.
Well,
The trust agreement. Not just the birth certificate. That was the barn agreement. The trust agreement that was created for you to be a United States citizen. That is where you start. Like I said, we have said it over. Yes, Sam is an agent. We know that. We have said it over and over and over again. And then you guys ask, okay, why do people charge? I just spent 3 hours. What time was that I was on here? 1 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time.
I fell asleep. Me and Joe Lustica fell asleep. Like
There you
we
go.
was like it was like 3:00 in the morning, man. That was crazy. I
Okay.
appreciate it, Joe. I love you.
That's the time that I'm on here. I'm on here multiple times telling you my story, breaking it down for you, bringing you the history that you can look up. And it's like, okay, I'm going to spend more time going from live to live to live. You got the information. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it?
I'm gonna use
The
it.
information is being get. There you go, B. Right? The information, you got it. What you going to do with it now? How are you going to win the war? Because you are at war.
Yeah, the flag say that.
That's
It's the
it.
war flag.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
like to reach out to you because I need to do my name decree because I'm almost got my office set up and everything. So like, I'm almost good. I just need to do my name decree.
And then when you hear people, they're like, oh, well, someone's charging. You damn right they're charging for their time.
It
Because you
should
know what?
be.
That's the most valuable commodity.
It should be.
That's the most valuable commodity. You can't give it to me back.
Correct.
You can't provide it back to me. The time that I'm putting into you is the time I'm not putting it into my family. The time I'm reaching out for each and every one of y'all hands is the time I could be doing something for me, but I'm doing this for y'all. And then someone sits back and complains. Half of the people I see commenting here, I done seen them on multiple lives that I've been in. Stop pressing for the lives and start getting in the books.
Yeah, I was reading a
Those
book
are
last night.
that's the simplest process for yourself. You got to be the change you seek. You in the situation because you volunteered it. You keep volunteering that you are a United States citizen. You have done nothing to correct what they have put forward for you. These things become what you need to do for self.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the only live I'm really in.
I got to get off at 5, guys, because I got to go do something. But I want to, I want to hear from Anpu too. I want to hear from
Yeah,
you.
give it to Anpu.
I want to hear from both of y'all though. But I
I,
know
That's
you went for
that
three
he,
sounds
he
hours
good.
gonna
last
come
night.
hard on
Y'all
y'all. I'm
keep
about to tell
going. You got
y'all.
that sauce now.
He about to come hard on y'all. Yeah, I'm the nice one. He's nice.
No, bro, you never told me about her.
I
I'm
ain't
the
tell you
nice
about
one.
drop.
We talk all the time, bro.
I ain't tell you about like this. When you hit me, man, I'd be like,
You know, I would have took the information and went into a bubble for a couple weeks.
listen to
I need
him
to
too,
do a
though,
name
man. You
decree
gotta listen to him
myself.
too, because
you
that
know,
straight church when these people come up
no,
to the altar, B. I'm telling you,
no, bro, I'm disappointed in you, bro. You never told me about her.
I love you, man. And I thought I told you, man. I've been telling you, B. Get that knowledge, man.
What up?
That ultimate person, like nobody know about it.
I'm here for it, bro. You already know.
Oh, they don't read. They all depend on these lives to answer all their questions. They want free lunch tickets. They don't want to study. They don't want to read. They don't want to research. You gotta read to comprehend. Because if you don't read to comprehend, you ain't gonna know what the fuck you doing. And that's imperative. When you want to talk about you want all this bread and all these credits, you gotta know what you're doing. If you don't, they still gonna be telling you what to do and how to do it because you haven't taken the responsibility and accountability for your actions. So it's about you taking over your person and controlling and possessing your person with the name decree, the authenticated birth certificate, the power of attorney, the DBA, the fee schedule. It goes on and on.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, y'all talk about you talk about that I'm an agent, she an agent. Like we giving the realest shit. So y'all subscribe to that fake shit, that quicksand shit. I'm trying to give you foundation, standing in position. Queen Nika not feeling well, honey. But yeah, that's like I said, that's what it seemed to be. It seemed to be like you gotta put in work. You gotta pay dues. Yeah, I
Look,
was in your,
I
I
took
was,
Anpu.
and you know what? I was in your shoes at one time, and guess what? They threw 100 years at me, and guess what? I had to fight for my life. I wasn't fighting for a house or a car or material possessions. That's where y'all got me fucked up at, because that's how I come at a different level than majority of these people on here. Because the majority of people on here, they don't want to be free. They want to be having their Benz or their Bentleys and their 8-bedroom houses and things like that. They want things. You just go read Matthew chapter 6, verse 33, and let that sink into your membrane.
Where can I
Yes,
find
sir.
your story, Anpu, on what you did? Because HoneyDrop says that a boss in training asks what you did and not what I need to do.
Well, like I said, this ain't my platform. Mr. Difficult, he my main guy. I do my classes. You can look at my stuff on my page and get in contact with me like that. But like I say, you have to want it. I can't want to be more free than you want to be for yourself. I can't want your mortgage to be discharged more than you. That's unnatural. It's against universal law. So you have to want for yourself. It's a fire inside of you, inside your DNA that you wake up, every day and and lay down every day and eat, think, and breathe this shit. Because if you're not gonna eat, think, and breathe this shit, then please get out the fuck out the way and don't waste your time. Because it does require dedication, perseverance, and resilience.
Valid. I appreciate you.
Likewise, likewise.
And I'll say this, guys. I took Anpu's class, and I'm gearing up to sign up for HoneyDrop's mentorship because I want to keep this going because I don't want to stop. I got momentum going, and I don't want to stop. Right, and it's an ongoing thing, and I figure within a couple of years I'll have all the chess pieces in place to make my move. You know what I mean? And I yield.
So this before I jump off real quick. Just you understand, and I'm saying understand, right? Not just understand, not just getting under the knowledge. Once you know that knowledge within inside of you, it only takes 4 weeks when you know how to properly execute doing a proper name decree. You're not changing your name, you're changing the position of your name. Once you know how to do it the proper way and how to express it the proper way, it takes 4 weeks to obtain it. So all the stuff that y'all dealing with in these court cases, after you put in the work to learn the proper way to do it, and you have your name decree, you don't need to walk in there. You don't need to ever walk in again. You get summons for anything. You send them a statement of who you are. The proof of the claim is your name decree. And the declaration, which is your instructions. You want to know what you're going to get back? Case dismissed. And everything that was put on record in that court is now going to be private. It's going to be private. Why? Because you're no longer in a minor state. You're no longer a slave. Okay? This is what you got to change.
How
Yeah, I
would
see
one
you're
figure
talking
out?
about
How would one
these.
figure out the proper and improper way to do a name decree?
If you don't know, then you ask someone who's done it. I showed you guys many different forms on my own lives. I showed you many
Okay.
different forms of
Okay,
how
I'm
you
new
go
to
about
you,
different
so
things.
I'll check you out.
That's it. That's all you got to do, right? But I've showed you guys. Once they on notice, that's your notice. Once they on notice, that's it. Everything that's showing is going to be private in that system. Everything you're going to get back from the county clerks, the clerk's office, that's telling you everything. Watch how they put respect on your name then. Watch. You're not going to have to deal with any of that. So all the back and forth and the warrants and talking about how to win, it's no disrespect to what y'all doing, but it's not a court for you. You're not a fictitious entity. You're not a slave. Separate yourself legally. That's it.
Deposition yourself,
Deposition.
right?
That's it.
You said your next live is on Sunday?
At 4 p.m.
Gracias.
You're welcome. I tell you guys all the time. And I'm not on here for long. I'm only on here. I jump on for a couple of months. just to break the monotony up of the liars and the regurgitation and the misunderstanding and people getting themselves in further trouble and digging themselves holes because they didn't do their own due diligence. They just ran behind someone because they're in a place of mental desperation. Remove the emotion. It's business. Good job, I am self. I'll tell you real quick. We got 4 minutes, so I hope you understand. On the application, every application for the county that you domicile in is going to be different. On the application, you have to understand what trust is. This is trust. You need to express it. So anything on that application that does not pertain to you being the living, breathing, natural man or woman, you need to draw a line through it, and you need to put the correct information there. You see? Put what you wanted to say. Now, in addition to the application, there's always going to be a box that says, why are you doing what you're doing? You're going to make it known that it is your personal preference to separate yourself legally from the enlegis creature of law, that you do not want to be recognized as such, but instead by all agencies to be recognized as the living man or woman. Okay, and natural person. Natural person is for you to operate in business, not the legal person. You're also going to put everything that you're going to incorporate with your application, the accompanying documents. The next thing that you're going to do is that you are going to do what? You're going to have your statement of claim. That's your letter of explanation as to what you're doing and what your claim is as being the living person, the living natural person. Let me correct myself. Now you're going to have proof of your claim. That is where a live life claim comes from. That is the purpose of a live life claim, to have proof to the claim that you are making. Now that you have your proof of claim, you're going to have your declaration. Your declaration is your instructions. You're standing in the position you belong in. These are public servants. Give them what you want them to do. You see? This is what it becomes. Aesthetics. Make sure that everything has a sworn affidavit. You are swearing at the bottom with it being notarized and 2 witness signatures. That's what you want. That's what goes, that's what I put with my name decree, and that's what I teach and educate my students on. Because it's all about trust. Everything is trust. When you put your application in, you're good to go. They're gonna play with you at the hearing. It's gonna take you 4 weeks. They're gonna ask you everything 3 times. It's always going to be the number 3. They're going to ask you 3 times about why you're doing it. So before you implement something, make sure you know why you're doing it and how to stand in your square, because they're going to ask you the same question. They're going to rephrase it, play word semantics to knock you off your square. Once that's stamped, guess what? You have your freedom from state. You still need to do it on a federal level with the Department of State pertaining to your passport, but you now have it from state. And what are you trying to get out of? State circumstances and situations. So what does that mean when you're trying to get out of that? Hand it over to them, not the original, a copy, with your statement of claim. Proof of claim is your decree and your instructions on what you want them to do. I give y'all this over and over and over again. There's no way you're still dealing with a court case and you got 2 people who's been doing this over a decade, me over 2 decades, and y'all still talking about having court issues. You got to make that make sense for yourself. Live hopping is not going to take you to where you desire to go. Gaining the knowledge and then turning around, putting yourself in a book to gain further knowledge to figure out how you're going to implement. It's almost like self-inflicted pain and suffering. I know the name decree can assist me, but I'm going to sit here being more focused about this warrant in their slave court. It's guilty until proven innocent. Why? Because you're already guilty being a what? A United States citizen. Always. You are an enemy of the estate. We can't tell you how many more languages you want us to speak. to say the same thing over and over? You got a man up here that just said how many years they was giving him. But you hear him on the slide free at a restaurant asking where's his dip. Make it make sense. He up here talking about where's his dip. How did he get out when they threw the book at him? Because this is what he did. And he did it from a jail cell.
Beautiful.
So now I have to go. It's after 5. And I'll
Yeah,
see you guys on Sunday.
you as well, guys. I want to thank everybody for getting on. I'm gonna get back on tonight around 9, maybe 9:30. I'll send out a notice. You know, if anybody wants to join, please do. I love you guys. Let's try to help the people. Let's help the people. Any last words from anybody? Angela, B, Anpu, Honey? She already left.
No, my Sunday is booked. I knew that. My Sunday is all booked up. So hit me up later, bro. We gonna discuss this.
Appreciate you guys.
Go ahead, Angela. I'm sorry.
I said I appreciate all you guys.
Appreciate you too, love. God bless. Y'all be good. Y'all be good. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I got to run, but I'm going to get back on later on tonight, and we're going to see if we can help some more people, all right? I love you. Hey, Ampu, thank you for coming on, brother.